I'm back at this broken little Ford at the moment. This is going to go to a scrapyard to live on in other cars, recycle it properly, but it's in my way at the moment. I can't be bothered pushing it around. I want to put it where the Mercedes is. The one problem is all this damage had cut one of the auto cooler lines in half, so it was hemorrhaging like you wouldn't believe. So you couldn't start it without it losing like all its oil. So I've bent the radiator back away from the engine using coal. Found the broken line down there. You can see that one there. It's cut in like 5 different places, so it was really mashed against the block. I've bypassed the main auto line. I've cut it off down there, and I've just looped it. So in theory I should be able to start this now, and it shouldn't piss oil everywhere. One zip tie just for shits and giggles. I'll start it and see what happens. I'll disconnect the air conditioning too, because even with it turned off, it kept coming on, and it's scraping on one of the fittings down there. You can't believe it's still got gas in it. If you have a look at the fans, chomped into the coil. Lots of things that chomped into the coil. That's another little auto cooler. Yeah, look at that coil, look at that. I don't know how the aircon's coming on because the pressure switch is destroyed, so there must be a short somewhere. Yeah, I don't know how that air conditioning still holds gas. Look at that radiator, isn't that lovely? What are you doing in here? Just because the window's open doesn't mean it's yours. Oh, the phone rings. Bugger it. Let's see if it starts. Sounds unhappy, but it should move. I had the camera in my pocket, so I thought I'd do a starting video of this. Beautiful. Well, let's see if this thing will move or not. Might not have enough fluid left in it. It's still got fluid. That looks nice. Ooh, it sounds good. Power steering still works. Beautiful. How much fuel? Oh, it's got over half a tank. I'll be taking that. Add 3/4 of a tank. Here. Well, that didn't leave too much of a mess. I swear I just saw a locust or two when I just got out of that car. I went under the car. And there he is. The locust. He's coming. Yeah, it just shows how mashed that car is. The cat on the roof of the car. Hi kitty. What's the cat doing on the roof of the car? All these minor birds come and attack him when he's out the front here. You're enjoying that aerial, are you? I got this Ford back. You might remember this from probably 8 months ago or so, especially one that says good on the engine. Yeah, it's doing fine. It's done many thousands of kilometres. Bloody bird. There we go, it shuts up. But the alternator has failed now, and the battery, I don't know, but there's a lot of acid everywhere. Either someone's put too much water in there, or it got boiled, which these cars do. damn bird. And it blew the 100 amp main fuse, and someone's done that. Which that started to melt. Not good. Don't worry about the battery disconnected. So, alternator, and a oil change, and a general inspection. Oh, it's the EF Falcon 95 or something. I started work on this. As you can see, I've carefully lifted up the battery strap here, and yeah, that's not good. Someone's probably overfilled this. I've got to be really careful, because I think there's not much on the handle. I'm going to have to wear gloves. I'm going to just take these out and see how full it is. Might have to use my hydrometer and remove it down to the right level, but this battery will never be the same again. I'll probably buy a new one with a new alternator. I've got the alternator out. As you can see, it's pretty nasty. So, I'll go ahead and put this new one in. Well, I got the new alternator in. Still got to clean up this mess from the battery. It's just doing the belt, and I noticed it wasn't running true down at the idler pulleys down there. See the line on the belt? So I had a bit of a poke around, and if you can see that idler, or the actual pulley at the bottom there, that's actually a dynamic balancer, and it looks like it shat itself. The rubber bits come away from the inner part of the pulley, and that's slowly working its way forwards, because you see the shiny bit down there? That's where it should sit. So if you determine, the customer was complaining about his power steering becoming heavy at times, so I'd actually be thinking the whole lot was stalling out. So that's interesting, isn't it? I figured I'd pop the belt on and pull the fans out just so I can show what actually, you know, made me find this problem. You see on the belt, it's got two lines. If you look down here at the idler pulley, it's run off. So there's the pulley, it should be on that pulley nicely. If you look at the way this belt goes, it's going straight off, and the only thing holding it on is the belt rubbing against this arm. So immediately I looked straight down here and just saw that lip. So that should be flush. So yes, that is going to be replaced. This is called preventative maintenance, everybody. So if you didn't find this, the belt finally shit itself, this pulley will come flying off and cause thousands of dollars of damage. You know, through the radiator, destroy the fans. Yeah, and the engine will overheat because the water pump stops if the person doesn't hear it happen. And yeah, this car's full of locusts too. Look down there, there's a pile of dead ones. So I better check the radiator. Cool. Well, that's interesting. I didn't leave this car like this when I gave it to them. I had straightened that and cleaned it. But look behind that. There's lots of dead things. Looks like someone's got a pressure washer in there. Even a little bent tube. This car has done thousands of miles, like since I gave it to them. Might just pull the radiator back and have a look. Well, my suspicions were correct. This has been through a minor locust plague by the looks of it. It's been fully cleaned off and probably overheated too, to make someone get under here and scrape all that off and clean it with a pressure washer. So I'm going to have to fix all of the fins. I'll peel the radiator back. And there we go. So many have got in, they've wedged themselves underneath the condenser and started building up inside the radiator there. And that's about a quarter of the way up. Have a look how deep that is and how high up they are. Sorry about the quality of this, it's just a tiny little gap. So I'll pull the radiator out and give everything a clean, because it's going back to Queensland, which is an awful long way. Yeah, might even make a fly wire grill for it. Well, I pulled the radiator, which I only put in 8 months ago. You wouldn't be able to tell, would you? It's pretty blocked up. So I'll give that a clean. That's what I scraped out of in between the radiator and the condenser. And they've just managed to get in through like a 5mm gap. So you can imagine what the front of this car would have looked like. Horrible. That's a lot. Depth-wise, I look how deep that is in the tray. That's enough to cook your engine. Yeah, it looks better now. I'll give that a coil clean because that'll be all blocked up from the other side. One thing about these Falcons is there's no grill here under the bonnet. That's pretty much your only air intake under here. So it's more or less a vacuum cleaner, and if you block all this up they'll overheat really quickly. So it's one design flaw. The next model did have a little grill here which helped.